Logan Paul, the dirty rat zapper.
For this?
I'm not gonna use my bare hands.
Yeah, you're right. Here, no rat comes into my house without getting tased. Die!
He finally came to make a response video in regards to CoffeeZilla's scam accusation, and this took, honestly, for someone as high profile as him, took a little longer than expected. The guy didn't really say anything, posted a pretty awkward photo of a coffee spilling on the floor, and that was his little teaser, his little appetizer to get people ready for the video that he's gonna make. Anyways, he came out with a response video finally, and yeah, I can't wait to watch it.
CoffeeZilla. I watched her 3-part series called Investigating Logan Paul's Biggest Scam, and like many on this platform, you have successfully used my name for views and money. While your work used to be impartial, your addiction to clicks has clouded your judgment and you've made very real errors with very real repercussions. Coffee, you took a shot at my reputation, so in this video today I'm going to be defending myself with facts, something that you have gotten in the habit of twisting as you continue to morph from an investigator to a gossip channel.
Okay, so right off the bat, it's a little iffy. I wouldn't call it a gossip channel, but I guess that's how Logan Paul perceives it. So the thing that Logan Paul specializes in is social engineering. He knows how to talk to people and try to convince people that, oh, this is this, it's not that. His fans are actually pretty stupid. If he tells them that 1 + 1 is 3, odds are 50% of them are gonna believe it, like right off the bat. And he just needs to do a little more convincing to get like 80% of his fans to believe it. Trust me, his fans are pretty stupid, but you know what? That is what he specializes in, and it has worked in the past, so I wouldn't shame him for attempting this again. And to call it a gossip channel, I guess that is technically defamation. I don't know, maybe CoffeeZilla will sue him for saying that it's a gossip channel.
See, CoffeeZilla tried to work with law enforcement in the past, but his work was described as not anchored to truth and often speculative. He is a lopsided journalist with an agenda, and he's nothing more than the Keemstar of crypto and finance. But as opposed to just telling you, I'm going to show you some of the core discrepancies that I caught in CoffeeZilla's investigation.
Lopsided journalists. I do like that comment. It's kind of cute. And he also photoshopped his face to look like a potato. Yeah, this is another attempt from Logan Paul to just downgrade CoffeeZilla and trying to discredentialize his words and his accusation just by making him look embarrassing or sad, photoshopping his face to something that looks like some children's toy. Yeah, it will convince his dumb fans to think, oh yeah, this is what he looks like an idiot. I'll believe you, Logan Paul, because you're so good looking. You got a beard on that jawline. I wanna French you or something. Okay, that's enough. Back to the video.
Coffee, you interviewed the developer who stole the game code, fled to Switzerland, and held it hostage for $1 million. Well, his name is Zach Kelling. Surely, as the internet detective that you proclaim to be, you would know that he spent time in prison for multiple felonies, one for aggravated robbery, armed robbery at a liquor store, and the other for, surprise, obstructing the legal process. I can see why you kept him anonymous.
Who we'll be calling Z here.
I guess among many things, it doesn't surprise me that he lied about having 30 engineers and a $50,000 a week burn rate.
On my end, I have 30 engineers. I'm burning $50,000 a week.
Which, side note, is how this delusionist landed on the $1 million code ransom, but it turns out he only had 3 engineers. Wouldn't someone with journalistic integrity know their credible source had not only an agenda, but a fondness for orange jumpsuits? Or did you just hear what you wanted to hear and moved on? Because even if you're lying to yourself, Steven, you still have to believe it.
So Logan Paul just decided to say that, oh yeah, you didn't mention that this guy is a criminal. This guy on my team, he's a mastermind criminal. And Logan Paul's trying to twist the situation into thinking, oh, you're just hiding facts from your fans. Look at that. How sneaky are you? But in reality, I think CoffeeZilla just literally accidentally protected Logan from, you know, hiring a criminal on his team. He just exposed himself in a awkward way. I don't know how to describe it. It's a pretty dumb stunt, but you know what? Logan Paul, he's good at manipulating people. Dumb people, granted, but you know what? If it works, then it works.
I know what you're thinking. What type of idiot would work with an unsavory individual like Zach Kelling? I guess that's what I get for trusting the team that I relied on to vet and manage Eddie's hiring process, who has turned out to be a professional con man that I have since learned fooled billionaires, the Mormon Church, the owner of the New York Yankees, and now me. And surely...
Oh wow, he actually admitted. Ah, that's a shocker. But I'll give him credit for that. I'll give him credit. Just because he admitted it, it gives him some credential. Although I'm pretty sure he's gonna brush it aside and say, oh, you know, this is not really my fault. It's my team's fault for hiring this guy. I'm pretty sure he's gonna say something like that because he's really good at redirecting blame. That's one of his specialty as well. And it's just, this guy is a good marketer. I will admit it. He's pretty smart at what he does.
You knew Emilio, the gentleman who supposedly let his child invest in a cryptocurrency, was allegedly responsible for 2 rug pulls before you interviewed him. So either you missed that or you knew it and failed to let the public know. Why? Because it was a clear sign that he was also untrustworthy. You seemed pretty excited when the guy told you that he couldn't hatch the eggs.
Wait, you can't even hatch?
No, I'm telling you, it's just a picture.
You're kidding! You can't hatch?
You're kidding. You can't hatch.
Okay, I'll give it to Logan Paul on this one. The acting from CoffeeZilla was pretty bad. That's so over-exaggerated. CoffeeZilla is acting as if, yeah, this is a shocker. I'm pretty sure CoffeeZilla knows that you could hash those eggs, but then I guess he's just, for the sake of his video, he has over-exaggerated this situation a little bit, and it just made, I don't know, like Logan Paul look worser than he should have. He should have just stayed neutral and just study and have a genuine reaction. Just screaming like that, it's kind of gross, kind of disappointing to see. I don't want a professional to have such an overreaction like that. It's very, very non-alpha. And yeah, I'll give it to Logan Paul this time. He gets 1 point.
You can't hatch?
Yeah, 1 second of research would prove that to be false, as you can definitely hatch eggs and even breed your animals.
Click on that. Oh, we got a duck.
And as you pointed out in your fine print, cross-hatching was available on ETH at one point, but you perpetuated the opposite as truth with your chest out.
Basically, nothing worked.
And by the way, Guy, almost all NFTs are just pictures.
I'm telling you, it's just a picture.
And surely a real internet detective would not break criminal and civil laws in trying to get information, right? So why have you allowed the illegal recording of Jeff's phone call without his permission? And then more like an internet criminal, post it online.
And it was interesting. It was like, this is wild.
Now, although you didn't verify any backgrounds, substantiate any evidence, took multiple criminals' words as truth, and broke laws, you still published the defamation. However, unlike you, the blockchain doesn't lie. So let's highlight some things that you did point out.
Okay, so apparently Logan Paul is using the fact that CoffeeZilla released a phone call about CryptoZoo that he had with Logan Paul's manager. Here's the thing, I know that CoffeeZilla is in Texas, and I don't know if it's true or not, but when I make phone calls to companies in Texas, they don't tell you, hey, your audio is being recorded for marketing and training purposes. They don't have to do that for companies headquartered, or like if their places are located, the call center, is located in Texas, they usually don't have that warning. So I'm thinking maybe it's legal there, although that is a pretty jacked up loophole. Maybe that's why a lot of call centers are in Texas. I remember applying to a job for Google. It was kind of call center-ish, not really, but then you do take calls for customers for some reason, and it was located in Texas, and you know, Google is pretty famous for taking people's information without their consent. So I think what CoffeeZilla did may have been legal. Not too sure.
Crypto King Jake stole $6 million. True or not, we had already removed him from the team when we realized he was a bad actor and his motives were purely financial. Conman Eddie, lead developer, stole $1.7 million. True or not, when we learned he was a bad actor as well, he was immediately removed from the team. While myself and Jeff sold nothing and made nothing as verified through investigation and the blockchain.
Jeff, Logan's manager, to my knowledge, never sold. Neither did Logan Paul.
I repeat, Jeff and I made no money and will never make any money on CryptoZoo. In fact, we only lost money trying to pick up the pieces. As has been the case with dozens of crypto and NFT projects, the space is unfortunately ripe for bad actors to infiltrate projects that start with even the best intentions. Jake the Snake is no longer affiliated with CryptoZoo, and we hope the money he reappropriated was worth ruining his reputation. Con man Eddie is being investigated by a higher authority that I cannot speak on. As you can imagine, I was not cleared from legal to discuss much of this, including the legal process being undertaken and the criminal investigations going on during the fallout, but I do appreciate you calling out that rats under my nose stole the game code, millions of dollars, and left Jeff and I abandoned with no team and knives in our back. But even after 12 months of work, you've still managed to overlook one crucial piece of information. See, even though I've said it's coming so many times, you've assumed that CryptoZoo isn't being made. Who are you to decide when the development timeline ends? I got everything stolen from me in our community, stopped promoting publicly as soon as I knew the extent of the internal issues, took all of the heat on social, and you still published a defamatory hit piece fully knowing I was innocent just so you could enrich yourself in your $10 million studio.
Okay, so there's Logan Paul trying to pull a statement instead of a question. He said that CoffeeZilla released a video that Logan Paul's CryptoZoo was a scam, knowingly that I was innocent. Now that's a statement, that's not a question. So whether you answer yes or no, it is gonna go in his favor. So I'm gonna just say that he's not good at making a question. He just made a statement as a question, and he can't. I guess that's another way that he used to manipulate his audience, is to say that, I am innocent, and he knows it, but he still released a video. Why do you imagine someone asking you a question? You know that I am innocent, but can you tell me, as I am innocent, do I like apple pie or not? Like, whether you say yes or no, like, oh, he does like apple pie, so you're also saying I'm innocent. Oh no, you don't like apple pie, so you're also saying that I'm innocent but I don't like apple pie. It's just such a cheap tactic for him to use to make people like him again. But you know what, I think it's gonna work. Just because he's Logan Paul and he's a GOAT of the century or decade. I don't know about the century, but for sure this guy is killing it. And I think he's kind of screwed. Like, so far, all the accusations, all the things he pointed out, he had no evidence for, and it's looking kind of bad for him for as far as I can see. But I don't know. I'll judge when the video is over.
Sharp, but deeply unethical, dangerously misleading, and illegal. I suggest you use the money you got from pumping your Patreon to hire a good lawyer. You're gonna need it.
I guess Logan Paul is threatening for lawsuit, and you know what, I'm pretty sure Logan Paul is gonna go down with it, because first off, he is filthy rich, way more richer than CoffeeZilla. He's probably gonna bully CoffeeZilla like to bankruptcy if he wanted to. It's really strange. People that sue people spend less money than the people defending themselves. It's so weird. I don't know how it works, but I've heard that typically when you get sued, you're just screwed mega hard just because you had to spend money per hour. Like, it's just emergency defending yourself. It's like going to the doctor to get a health check versus going to the doctor in the emergency room. One is going to cost more than the other. It's pretty obvious that the emergency one will just cost more because lawyers will charge more for that. And Logan Paul, I don't know what he could sue CoffeeZilla on. As far as I could see, I guess like CoffeeZilla calling the thing a scam might be a stretch by technicality. Although of common sense, it's a scam, but by technicality, there's probably some kind of loophole in I don't know, whatever state or country to say that, oh, this is not a scam, it's just a experiment, or it's just a project and people just happen to put their money into it. Oopsies. And I don't know, there's a lot of technicalities that occur in different states, and as far as I could see, I don't think CoffeeZilla can get sued for it, but although it'll be still very expensive to defend yourself from a bad accusation.
Maybe we could have talked about this if you had reached out to me personally, not my manager Jeff, who is not me, Steven, but the first time you did was on Christmas Eve after you released your series so you could rely on false statements and unreliable people used recklessly. The subject line was third request for comment. Yeah, not quite. This will be my third time reaching out to you and your team. The first 2 times were through your manager, Jeff. The first 2 times were through your manager, Jeff. Okay, so the last time on Christmas Eve, after the fact, was to me. You have a funny way of twisting things. And I also noticed you left out that part on Twitter. Why hide that? Trust me, CryptoZoo is coming.
Okay, so Logan Paul is crying about how CoffeeZilla didn't contact him, but then here's the thing: Logan Paul is mega high profile. He's not going to take a random phone call from someone and then if someone on the phone just say, "Hey, I'm CoffeeZilla." "Oh, that's you? Oh, yeah, I totally believe in you. Let me tell you everything." I highly doubt that just like calling him directly will work, just because, you know, it's just common sense to not believe in someone on the phone. And I think reaching out to the manager makes the most sense, but I don't know. I guess Logan Paul is just trying to twist the situation into his favor, saying, "Oh yeah, you should have called me directly. You should have just sent me a text message, and I would catch it immediately. I will respond with all my attention, undivided." But you know, I guess like in hindsight, like he is right and CoffeeZilla is wrong.
I will make damn sure of it. And honestly, it sucks that after years of personal reform, going through trials and tribulations, and busting my ass to evolve into a person that I can say I'm actually proud of, you led the charge to drive and monetize a narrative telling millions of people that I'm a fraud or I tried to scam my audience. That is patently false. This video is mainly for my fans and anyone who's on the fence that I hope I can help understand a situation that is tremendously complex but has been oversimplified for both views and clicks. And lastly, CoffeeZilla, I now know your motives with this. Clout and money, good for you, but also you're slimy as f. So I'm not going to come on any of your podcasts. If you want to come on Impulsive and talk about this, that's fine. You've denied my invitation multiple times. You're still invited. It can be a one-on-one. If not, we're going to handle this ourselves while we continue to build CryptoZoo, and I'll see you in court.
Okay, I already see a problem with this. So Logan Paul refused to go on to CoffeeZilla's podcast, but he has no problem inviting CoffeeZilla to his own podcast, in which, you know, Logan Paul does edit his podcast, and you could literally twist the situation around, twist the narrative into making, you know, someone saying the wrong thing, or tricking the audience into thinking that this guy said the wrong thing with editing. So it's pretty bad to say that you will not go onto his podcast, but then you will invite him to your podcast, in which you have full control over. I'm pretty sure that CoffeeZilla is fine with a online chat, but I don't think Logan Paul wants to do that because it's not on his platform, and I think he cannot defend himself if they were to go on a neutral platform like Zoom and just stream it over Twitch. So that's another ding on Logan Paul. It's just that the situation is not going in his favor, just because he is dodging a bunch of questions. He's making a lot of blank accusation without evidence, and he's twisting the narrative and recreating the situation into how all these bad things he did, he's actually good. And he's not making questions, he's making statements about how good he is, and you had to answer his statement. Otherwise, whether you answer yes or no to his statement, he is a good guy in his own story. So yeah, I don't know. Logan Paul, rest in peace. Also, CoffeeZilla's bank account, rest in peace as well. I don't think it'll go well for the both of them, just because, you know, Logan Paul is probably going to get in trouble for this. Actually, not that much trouble. The justice system is pretty dog water, and CoffeeZilla, he's probably going to get sued easily, and even though if he wins, he's probably not going to get much money. He's still going to lose money in general. So, yep, good luck to the both of you.